Hello everyone, welcome to Factorio. This is Ryan from Tangerine Music Labs. We're going to be continuing our, I don't know, circle belt tutorial series or whatever. So, last time I went through a really simple buffer system. Basically this picks things up, this places it down. Because this is slower than this thing, it helps keep the flow of things regulated and sort of help you manage the ups and downs in productivity and demand. So it's a buffer. That's what it's for. It's there to buff things. So anyway, so there's also a secondary. I don't know what you want to call it, but a little bit more sophisticated version of a buffer, which I can show now. So let's just use this gear thing we have here. So we have here is the way we do it is two filter inserters, a regular inserter, and 3 chests, and a electrical pole. Actually, okay, so these gears need to, well, let's just start making them. So there you go. So these, this is a normal factory. It'll pick stuff up and then place it down. Now, the issue is that if you just have it run like this, it's going to saturate the belt eventually because it's just going to make things non-stop. There's no off or on switch. So what you want to do is create a buffer system that actually interacts with the input itself. So what we're going to do is first, these will be put on gears. So we'll filter these as gears. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's right there. Okay. So this will pick up whatever comes from the other side, like whatever goes around the belt. I'm not sure if there's anything coming right now, but we'll see. This is also gears. This is actually going to pick up the stuff that it's making and place it down again. And then it's just going to go in a circle. And right now what it's doing is kind of pointless, but we can actually fix that. So what you have to do is set up a circuit network here. So we're going to connect these 2 chests, the filter inserter in the front, the inserter that's placing things down, and then the inserter that is placing down the input from the production area. And just to make it easy, we're going to also connect everything to the electrical pole. And this is useful because you can actually see the signal on. You can actually see the signal on the right side there. It says 11 gears. So it says that we have 11 gears in these 2 boxes, and seems to be true. Okay. So now it's the tricky part. Now, so this is the kind of the default setup that I use. I basically, so you have to enable a condition, right? So the condition in which this thing works will start working. This iron gear wheel. Oops. Less than 0. Yeah. This should be, so this number is going to be how much the amount of buffer that you want. Basically, how many objects do you want in these 2 belts? Because it's going to stop when it hits that number. So I usually use 500. For now, I'm going to just set it at 50, just for ease of, just to make it a little easier to see. And then here, is the amount in which this thing will start working. So what you want it to do is it has to be higher than the amount in here, otherwise it's basically not going to do anything. So it has to be higher than 50, which we just so it's iron gear less than a number higher than 50. So let's just say 60. So now this thing is going to start working. Start placing it down. Now this thing is has to be gears, and then somewhere in the middle of the two things. So it's has to be less than, but somewhere in between 50 and 50 and 60. So I'm going to just say 55. Now this thing is going to keep on picking things up until it hits 55. This thing here is going to well, it's going to wait until it hits 55. Let's help speed this along. So I got gears. Do I have any gears in my 16, 17, 18. Let me craft some gears for myself just to get it. Put in a few there. Okay, it's getting close to 50. So what's going to happen is this: once this thing hits 50, it's going to start working. Now, yep, so it's now, every time it hits 50, it's going to place it down to try to get rid of it from the buffer. This thing is going to keep on working as long as it's under 60, so it's going to be constant production, but this thing is going to pick up everything that's made from both of these things. So what it does is kind of circles back around, but it does let a few of them through, you see. So if you want to let more through, then, you know, just lower it. So now it's not going to work until it hits 51. So, you know, it's still going to do things, but not as often. So you can actually get a little bit more gears that way. If you want less gears, then just set it up higher. Now the issue with this thing is that it cannot be higher than this, because if it's picking up more than it's producing, then it's just going to stop eventually. So what you have to do is find kind of a sweet spot between these three numbers, and what makes it difficult is that the numbers are arbitrary. You know, it doesn't matter. I could make this 500, and this 590, and this would be 6,000 or something. You know, so you just kind of have to feel it out. It's the ratio between them that's important, and the issue I found is that this thing is too fast. So sometimes it just places things way too fast than you want, and it is sensitive to time as well. So one thing is that you have to be careful about changing these numbers, because changing 50 to, like, say, I don't know, 49. Now you think, oh, no big deal, but that changes in 1 is being amplified every tick. So there's a rhythm to how, you know, things places things down, and that's basically going to affect everything, the whole factory, and basically it gets compounded over time in a big circle. So yeah, anyway, this kind of works. I say kind of because it's done a fairly good job in at least this campaign so far, but it does have its limitations, mostly because you know, it's not an exact amount we can really work with. So sometimes it does a little wonky things, like like say if we set this to, let's say we make everything 50. This will be 50 also. Now we're exactly at 50, even the signal says so. And because there's no less than or equal to sign, or greater than or equal to sign, it just stops. This is not good. So anyway, yeah, hope you found this interesting. If you have any questions, just let me know. Yeah, I think it's a thing that took me a while to figure out, but it kind of works in the game. I'm hoping that when the Factorio team updates the game to 0.14, there'll be a lot more options to work with circuit networks in this way, and we'll be able to create something much more robust, because this is honestly just kind of a piecemeal thing. But at the same time, you know, it's also used in real life situations as well. So, yeah. Okay, well, hope you found that interesting, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.